my research for professional opinion, I have conducted interviews with a collection of professionals. I started my search by choosing various illustrators I admire and I am familiar with. In my search for illustrators, I wanted to choose illustrators with a highly illustrative style that I found pleasing and maybe similar to my own. I also chose ones who contradicted my principles, ones who produce a large amount of photographic derived artwork. I was interested to see how different these questions would be answered. In my interviews that I sent out, I was quite surprised by the high percentage of replies that I received back. The replies to my questions were all very honest and sincere. These illustrators seem to be very nice people. Is there a eureka moment when a person decides to become an illustrator? Illustrator Paul Davis, 2008, pinpoints this when he says, "It was when I was a kid." But the most common answer that I received was how, through further education, the true inspiration came about. Like Adam Simpson's 2008 BA illustration degree, and whilst Rory Walker 2008 attended a BTEC in graphic design, they were able to develop their talents and realise that there was a genuine possibility of making drawing into a full-time career. But with digital communication becoming easier and easier these days, and more illustrators online, this surely must make the illustrator's job more and more difficult and competitive. Quite the contrary, it seems, to some. You can have a look at what other illustrators are doing, and you can get inspiration. Mantle, 2008. Stephanie Clement, 2008, says that it gives a realistic impression about the quality of the illustration market. But Spencer Wilson, 2008, agrees with my opening comment that more illustrators mean greater overall competition, which can drive fees down. With more artists able to promote their work online, and the ability to view website galleries and portfolios so quickly and easily, the inspiration from other illustrators can also quickly lead to a person into copying and replicating popular styles of illustration. Michael Frith, 2008, has a beautiful comparison of popular digital illustration versus traditional hand-drawn artwork. He says it is like comparing processed food with fresh produce. German illustrator Carsten Mell, 2008, is of the view that if you can't draw, it's hard to become an illustrator. Software will not make the design for you, only multiply your skills. There is obviously a vast difference between photo-derived illustration and traditional hand-drawn illustration. What then is the feeling then of the photographic-based artwork we keep seeing? For example, with the success that the iPod advertisements has gained and subsequently has been furiously copied by naive young artists everywhere, in comparison to the computer-aided illustration that is used purely as a tool for the artist. Thomas Paul Thiessen, 2008, does appreciate digital painting because it's easier to control the colour and it's much less time-consuming. But however an illustrator creates his artwork, he does it through a pure love for creating the image, to produce something from nothing. But is this the reason, or is there more to it than that? Colin Elgie, 2008, followed in his father's footsteps with an interest in art. He was an amateur painter and always wanted to be a commercial artist. So being surrounded by art and being in the environment of artists, this will build and sustain your enthusiasm for making your own art. The biggest reward in making illustration is in the sense of personal satisfaction you get when you do something really good and you think, I like that. Elgie, 2008.